is what we have as the sheet, the untitled capital success experiment sheet. So how's this going to work? So essentially we have on the aspects side, the aspects of yourself. Remember from a couple posts ago, we talked about the different aspects of you and how they operate with different kind of needs we spoke about, and how when these are all operating in alignment, there's a real strong sense of exponential growth in the actualizer assets that they manifest themselves in. Right? So the actualizer assets are what we in the end translate or like change or exchange the currency of these assets, whether they be your practice, like your yogic practice, or your environmental conditions, or your tribe. These are the kinds of actualizer assets we're going to translate into your contribution and in the end manifest with your purpose. And that's what we call, when these are actually translated into their asset kind of counterpart, we know them as purpose capital. And the idea behind the whole experiment is that as we grow and align these different aspects of ourselves, and we really develop them in these different environments or actualizer assets, these when they're aligned and made to function in concordance or in accord or in agreement with these actualizer assets, what happens is these grow exponentially. So what happens is, oftentimes when we have a physical self, right, whether this be, just our existential angst or our reproduction or whatever it is that gets us going in our kind of base level self, which, at the same time, sex is a very beautiful thing, don't get me wrong. But essentially, if we just, anyways, physical self, a lot of times, especially throughout history, even religious organizations have attempted to discredit or discount the physical self. And so there ends up being a bit of a friction between this self and the higher selves, which actually takes away from the whole equation and makes these assets like actually even sometimes go into the negative, because we're fighting ourselves. We're fighting the aspects of ourselves that exist within us, that are us. Well, the other idea is that if we only focus on the few, the base level selves, and we really focus on our security, let's say, right, in the physical self, or we really focus on, let's say, our purpose, our integrity, and our intentional actions, to the discount of, let's say, our rational self or our creative self to the discount of our rational self, we might actually, make some progress, but if we don't have them working together in tandem, then what happens is we lose out on so much exponential growth, because I believe that the whole point of this experiment is to find out when these things operate, my hypothesis is, when these operate in tandem in these different actualizer assets, what happens is that they actually expand in an exponential way, and they synergize with each other to create exponential levels of success, right? These are levels of success or of purpose capital that we can translate into whatever we want, whether that be creating a rocket ship or a planetary system, who knows, in like 80 years, right? Or incredible health, right? Or a health business, or whatever it is we want to build. When we translate all of these assets into that, whatever it is, when we focus them all into that, we get the exponential growth from these working together in each of the components, and then we focus it and we translate it into our contribution and purpose, and we manifest it into a really fun thing, whether that be our business, our art, our science, whatever we want to do, and we make it happen. That's what this whole experiment is about. And if there are any questions about that, please let me know in the comments. So in the next video, below this one, we're going to talk about exactly how this thing's going to play out in the first iteration, and how all of these different aspects of our aspects play out in choosing our habits and ultimately measuring their effectiveness in the synergy of the selves and their effectiveness in our environment, practice, tribe, and all the other actualizer assets that we have going on. So brothers and sisters, much love, and I'll see you in that video right below. Bye guys.